Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Flash Pointers. And what we will be doing is discussing the latest episode of The Flash. Yes, I know we're on episode 15 and we're kind of late starting this, but ignore that. It's okay because episode 15 came out the gate swinging. So I guess they needed that brief hiatus to then come back 3 weeks later and just smack us down with a bunch of stuff happening. So we will be discussing that tonight. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Jay. Jay, are you there? I can't hear you, Jay. Okay, so I guess we're having technical difficulties because I can't hear Jay, so not quite sure what happened with him. But I'll just swing it until he pops back or drops out and comes back. I'm not quite sure what's going on because I can't hear him. All right, so Jay, are you there?
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, Jay is
Sorry, I had a little
back.
technical difficulty.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna barrel through and talk. All right, Jay, introduce yourself.
Sorry about that, people. Had a little technical hiccup there. But Jay from the Game Cafe, looking forward to talking a little bit of Flash. Last night's episode was Boss until the end. It was Boss.
Hashtag boss.
Hashtag Boss.
Hashtag I wasn't ready.
Hashtag they got me.
Basically, I wasn't ready. Okay, so the synopsis from IMDb: Mardon, having survived his apparent death during the Black Matter explosion, returns seeking revenge on Joe for the death of his brother Clyde and has the same weather manipulation powers as his deceased sibling. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. So what did you think about Mardon as our, I guess, primary villain of this episode?
You mean Spartacus? Uh, yeah, Spartacus did a pretty good job. The, that was probably my problem with the show. Like, he just came in Terminator style. He just straight up came in like he was a straight Terminator. He didn't like. Well, if you didn't watch the show last night, I do apologize. I'm not
Wait, if
saying
you didn't watch the show last night, stop this
Yeah, don't listen
and
to
walk away.
Yeah,
Watch the show and then come back because we're going to discuss in depth. It is full of spoilers. We're recapping the show and reviewing it. So
very full of spoilers. So it's the way he came. He came in basically like, I know how to use my powers. You're gonna tell me what I want to know. I'm gonna torture you, and then I'm gonna kill you anyway. So I don't care if you tell me. Just tell me what I want. I'm still gonna kill you.
It's like, I'm gonna kill you regardless.
I kind of felt sorry for the coroner, especially when they replayed what he said. I'm like, geez, dude, you're just torturing that dude. But I think he did a good job. But the problem was they didn't really like flesh him out.
Yeah, I think the problem was there were so many just mind-blowing moments in this hour-long episode that his whole concept was overshadowed. Like, listen, I don't really care about you right now for this 1 minute that you're on the show because they just left something crazy happening over here. Just kind of get through this, whatever you're going to do, your revenge for your brother, whatever, Let's get back to what's happening over here with Cisco, because that's my concern right now.
And that's another thing. Was it just me, or did that episode really feel like it needed to be 2 hours?
It needed to be 2 hours. There was it. I mean, honestly, it was feasibly a season finale. It's that was a season finale episode. So I'm not quite sure if that was supposed to be a season finale, and then at last minute they added more episodes, which I mean they
Could have
shows have
happened.
done before.
Yeah.
So that it felt like a season finale because it ended in a way that would have been perfect for season 2 to start right up.
Yeah. So yeah, he kind of got put to the back burner. He got put to the back burner. I don't think they should have, but the times he was there, the effects were good because the way they had him utilizing his abilities were actually really good. So I think the more this show goes on, the better they've been getting with the effects.
Yeah, I mean, and I personally enjoyed it when he ripped Joe right out the window. He was just standing by the window, was like, whoop.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
like,
kind of that was kind of funny. But the other thing that why did they keep having to show his broke leg? I'm like, dude, we get it. The leg's broke. Stop.
no, I don't think you understand. Did you see his broke leg? Because I don't think you understand that his leg was broke.
Let's show it again. Like,
One more
oh,
again. Do you see the broke leg? We have it turned and there's red. You see the broke leg?
I'm like, geez, dude, we get it. You got Joe, jeez. But yeah, that part, another weak part to me, and I don't feel like it was tacked on. I just felt like it wasn't the time to do that with the whole confession thing with Iris.
Yes. That okay, so then you have like the Iris and Linda, that weird thing that happened at the bowling alley, and Eddie noticing
Oh, Eddie was
Iris.
pissed.
Yo, I'm sorry, I don't care, brother, friend, cousin, whatever. You are not wiping ketchup off some other man's lip in front of me. What?
It's the way she did it,
I was
though.
like, did she really?
And Barry
I
dumb
was like, your man
behind
over
him,
there.
and Barry just looking goofy.
Yeah, I'm
Barry's
like,
looking
your
like this is
girl's
normal.
right there. What are you doing, bruh? I was like, oh my gosh.
It was
The youth was
weird.
to hit her hand away. Like, what are you doing? You're not my mother. That's what he was supposed to say. Then he saved face with Linda, and he could have kept it moving.
Yeah. Well, first of all, he should have said, "No, we got our own lane. We'll be cool." That's what he should have
Exactly. That should have been the first step. Yes.
did. Because because like Eddie and Linda, it was on their face that they were uncomfortable with it. They were not
Mhm.
comfortable with that whole situation, and of course, they didn't know they were going to run into him. No, they didn't know that. So I mean, and I guess they didn't want to be rude, but at the same time, he could have been saying like, "No, we got our own lane." You know,
Exactly.
I don't think they would have got mad about that.
Yeah, it would have been perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, but that was that scene. That the bowling alley scene was funny and awkward all at the same time because Barry, the way they got Barry being portrayed, he is a nerd to the fact that he don't even see the situation as it's happening. So he didn't, from his point of view, he thinks everything's fine. He's having a good time.
Yeah, he
Everybody
lives in a
else
different
is like
world.
uncomfortable, except for Iris, of course. They're just uncomfortable. They're just like, oh, I can't believe. Linda's like, I can't believe my man is letting this woman do this. Eddie's
Yeah,
like,
and
what the hell?
then okay, so you have the bowling alley incident, and then you have um, the incident in the police station when Eddie is rallying the troops. We're gonna save Joe. Come on, everybody! And then while he looks across, Barry has both hands on his girl's face, talking about I will do whatever it takes to save your father. I'm like, yo, in front of me, dog.
I'm talking blatantly.
Like at that point in time, you push all the other cops out the way and you come after Barry. Like we gotta handle this because apparently it needs to be done.
Well, but here's the problem. Here's the problem with Eddie though. Eddie should have known that was going to be an issue because it wasn't like they just started doing this. They've always been like that the whole season.
Yes.
In a way. So I'm like, that was the other thing that was kind of like a little bit, making me a little bit mad. I'm like, okay, you just not getting mad about this, bro. You should have got mad about this episode 6. Because they've been like this all the time. Matter of fact, there's an episode earlier in the season where he says, I'm not getting in between the two of y'all when they were mad at each other. And he was like, okay, what's going on with you two? Like, dude, so, bruh, you should have saw this coming. I'm sorry, bro. I'm like, come on, Eddie, you ain't that dumb.
Mhm.
But yeah, that whole thing. I know some people were saying that they felt like it was all tacked on and forced. I'm like, no, it wasn't forced because you should know that this is where this is going with them two.
Oh yeah, like we all knew where it was heading, and I mean, I think they could have did it a different way instead of the stereotypical, oh, he gets a new girl, and then she's like, oh, I'm jealous. How come you're not paying attention to me even though I have another man? Oh,
Yeah,
but I really care about you. I'm going to confess my feelings. Really? That's so stereotypical in every storyline. You couldn't think of a different way to do it.
because like I didn't have a problem when Barry did it because it was like kind of like he was getting it all off his chest when he did it, like in the mid-season finale.
Mm-hmm.
It made sense. Hers didn't. hers just hers just didn't because it's kind of putting the character in kind of a bad light because a lot of I was talking to a lot of women that watch the show and they do not like her now. They're just like, oh hell no, she doing this shit on purpose. I'm like,
Oh yeah, no, I don't think there's a chick out there who likes Iris right now.
yeah,
Nah, I'm like, yo, Linda. When Linda finally confronted her, I was like, girl, if you hit her, I would understand.
yeah,
Because she is mad, disrespectful, playing games that didn't need to happen.
yeah,
Hit the chick. And listen, get the camera out and tape it. Hit her. Be on World Star. I would understand.
yeah. And that's sad because I actually like her character. Her character's not a bad character. It's just like for this whole love subplot they just writing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion. Well, from her side, because Barry's side, it's like they got it right, but from her side, it's kind of like it makes her look real bad.
Yeah, it makes her look like extra petty, and I want all the toys in the sandbox.
Yeah,
So, I don't know. And so then, as the tsunami is coming towards the city, Barry has to run super duper uber fast, like always, to save the world. Um, right before he takes off, they confess, and he's like, I didn't want you to find out this way. And then he changes into the Flash and takes off running.
which I didn't mind. I didn't mind that part either, because he did promise Joe that he would never tell her, but he just ain't. Look, there was no other way to do it, and she was right in front of him, and she wasn't gonna leave. Screw it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that part I didn't mind, but like I said, it's that CW mess that they do in every CW show, and I should have expected they were going to do it in this one. They've been doing such a good job of not doing it, that the whole CW love mess in the Flash, that I kind of like overlooked it, but I should have known it was coming. So in that regard, I'm like, okay, I understand. And that was the only problems I had with it. What about you?
I think, again, it was just too much going on in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
That if they had taken out all the other stuff that we haven't even discussed yet and had the reveal be the reveal, okay. But because there was so much other stuff, it was just like they would hit you, knock you down, you get back up, they would hit you again. I'm like, yo, bro, like this is only an hour-long episode.
Yeah, let me breathe.
Regular commercials. It wasn't limited commercials Empire style. It was full commercials.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm going to need you to give me, you should have made that hour and a half long. You should have gave me more. Should have been 2 to 3 other episodes. It was too much going on in one episode.
Yeah, that's why I think like it would have been better served. They just would have made it a doubled up last night and just did it like that. Just did a double episode.
Yeah.
I mean, because the way, because I know how they're doing this. Because can we get to the good stuff that we like?
Well, go ahead and say.
The
Go ahead.
Harrison Wells. We finally found out which Flash, which Reverse Flash he is. He is Ubar Thane or Thon or whatever, however the hell you say that. He is that. He is that version. And
Give a
that
little
reveal.
background info, as I'm not a person who is familiar with the comics all that much. I know of him in a peripheral. Go ahead.
Oh, well, the short synopsis is he's the Reverse Flash that always is kind of he toys with Barry to try to make him better and then embarrass him or try to hurt him or whatever. He's that one. 'Cause it's like three Reverse Flashes and he's that Reverse Flash. It was interesting what they did with his background story. We still don't know the exact specifics of how he wound up in our timeline, but
Mm-hmm.
he's here. He's pissed at Barry because he's stuck, and the only reason why he's helping Barry out because he's trying to figure out how to get back to his time. And the reveal came at the cost of Cisco, which
Oh,
kind of I'm like, I know good and well they're not finna kill Cisco. They just killed Cisco.
well, once he started telling him his evil plot, you knew it was like,
Oh yeah, I've watched enough James Bond movies to know that. I'm like, dude, and this guy is gonna kill him because he know how to kill one person.
I'm like,
He has no qualms killing people.
poor Cisco. And then
Yeah,
he did like full on Indiana Jones hand through the chest, rip
yeah. That
the
part
heart
was
out
fun.
type death. And I was like, what? Sad because Cisco was crying because he was so upset on the betrayal. And,
Well, Cisco
he
knew he was screwed.
yeah, he knew he was
Cisco knew he
screwed.
was screwed.
He was betrayed.
Yeah,
Harrison was like, I kind of thought of you as a son, even though I'm about to rip out your heart and kill you.
yeah,
But you've already been dead for centuries to me anyway. Bam, dead. I was
yeah,
like, oh my gosh.
yeah. Because like, Thawne is from way in the future. He's not even from. Yeah, he's from way in the future. In the comics, he's from way in the future. So yeah, they're all dead to him anyway. He don't care. So the sad thing about that was the fact that it was Cisco and like Cisco. I thought when the show first started, I thought he was gonna be that annoying character that I was gonna hate. But I've actually grown to like him a
Mm-hmm.
lot. He's actually a pretty cool character, and the way it happened, I'm like, dude. Because at first I thought he was gonna mess up Caitlyn. I'm like, Caitlyn, you keep looking at your watch. This dude ain't stupid. You need to be a little bit better at this.
I know he was so beyond. I'm like, really, really,
Yeah,
you
Caitlyn is
can't
not the person to stall people with.
exactly.
I I like her, but she's not the person to stall people with. She's just not good at it. And yeah, that pretty much because when she saw he was sent down, that should have been like she should have been calling Barry then. But yeah, the way that whole sequence, because I think it was like the last 20 minutes of the show when that sequence starts with Harrison and Cisco,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that was worth the price of admission. That little back and forth exchange, and of course, the way this episode goes, the part that really kind of upset me or irked me is the fact that they just wiped all that out at the end of the episode. All of that happened in the episode pretty much got wiped out with the whole
Yes.
uh, because they tease
Yeah.
it at the first beginning of the episode, like the very first beginning of the episode when he's going to after the whole bowling incident, which was kind of awkward, kind of funny. Uh, Barry's running and he sees beside himself running beside himself, and it kind of freaks him out a little bit.
Yeah, so he comes to a stop, and then there's a girl calling for a cab, and a sign spinner guy, and he's like, "What was that?" And then I think Wells says it was like a mirage.
Yeah, he thought it was a
Yeah.
mirage. Cause I mean, that's what he would have thought it was anyway. Because you got to remember, Barry don't know how to go that fast yet to go back in time. Well,
Mhm.
apparently
And
at the
then
end of the episode,
I
that's
think
exactly.
the real reason why they said the whole mirage thing was just to set it up so you can understand why when Wells does the two of him, like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's my mirage, just so he could explain it. It was really that was the reason why I think they made sure
Oh,
to
can I
say
call
that real
BS
quick.
on that? By the way, that part. That's okay. So you tell me he does the little after mirage and changes clothes into the into Yellow Flash while changing out of it into black turtleneck and black pants. Sitting there, I'm sorry, I'm calling BS. They should have came up with a better way to do that. They should have came up with a better explanation. Because I'm like, dude, even if it is an after image, the after image can only stay up so long. He wasn't going in and out of that trap that many times and then back in his chair before anybody. Come on, and change clothes.
And you said this version of Reverse Flash is Thaddeus Thawne?
No, it's Ubard Thawne.
Ubar Thawne. Is that
Yeah.
all the same?
Nah, cause Hunter.
Not the same. Related to Eddie.
Yeah, he's related to Eddie. Cause like in the that's who a lot of people thought was that's what they were gonna do with Eddie, make him the Reverse Flash. They was just doing a riff on his name because Ubar's name, when you spell it in the comic, is Eobard. So that's why a lot of people, myself included, thought that's who Eddie was gonna wind up being is Reverse Flash. But yeah,
He's
um,
just, I guess,
apparently not.
a great, 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 great grandfather.
Basically,
Like, that's okay. My grandson, 25 generations removed, and come back and mess with you.
yeah, basically. So I mean, it's that that was the highlight. The highlight was the big uh, Cisco Harrison standoff reveal, and my favorite scene was when Spartacus, I mean Mark Mardon terminated into the Central City Police Department and wrecked shop. He just walked in there.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
no.
just like Terminator. He
What was
came
that?
out the elevator and pretty much went to work,
Yeah. And then what, the captain is now has brain damage,
paralyzed.
paralyzed.
Yeah,
It was also some cognitive damage. It wasn't just
yeah, because they didn't
physical.
know if he was gonna. They didn't know what was gonna happen because he was
Yeah.
knocked out. But once again, they wiped all of that out by the end of the episode
Because
because he ran back 2 days in the past.
exactly. So now is Cisco going to live, and now nobody will know what happened? Is that what they're going to do?
I'm thinking that's what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen is he knows everything that happened, so he's gonna stop it before it gets to that point. And the only thing is,
But he
he's
doesn't
not.
know about Cisco.
He doesn't know about Cisco. He doesn't know about Wells. So it's gonna be interesting to see that because in the preview for next week, Eddie's gonna punch him. uh, he's I guess he does the whole thing with Iris because Iris told him so he already knows, and I'm guessing they're gonna stop Mardon at the police station before anybody gets hurt,
hmm
and they're gonna go into the next thing. But some kind of way they're gonna figure that out again because you got to remember Cisco already knows that something's up. He just got to figure it out. And apparently Harrison did kill Barry's mom, but he didn't mean to. He was trying to kill Barry, which actually makes sense scientific wise in a way, because I guess his thinking was if he killed Barry as a kid, then whatever happened to get him stuck in the past would be undone, and he'll just go back to his timeline. But he screwed up, apparently.
Yeah, but I don't know why you feel the need to kill a kid who didn't actually have any powers yet.
Well, because I mean, it's the whole.
He says
It's
he's
one of
been
the
stuck in this time for how many years?
15. He
15
was
years.
stuck for 15 years with no way home, because his speed abilities, I don't think, like his speed abilities, he's faster in shorter bursts, I guess you could say, but he can't like run fast enough to like go through time or anything like that. He can't do it like that. Like Barry can, but he can't. So he was trying to find a way to get back home, and if that meant
I guess how did he get here in the first place?
they're gonna have to explain that.
Because if he can't do the time thing, then how did he?
Yeah, so I'm guessing either he went to another time and ran into Barry, and him and Barry got into a fight, and
He hitched a ride
I
or
guess
something?
that's the only thing I could think of. But they're gonna have to wind up explaining that at some point, um, because the way it's being foreshadowed, I don't think they're gonna kill him Wells, but all of that's gonna get explained before the season finale, because we got 6 more episodes. We got 6 more episodes to go, because
Good.
I want to say it's a 22 episode season this season, so it's like 6 more episodes.
Well, let's see.
So, and well, 5 and 1 crossover, because they're gonna do another crossover episode.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I don't care for Arrow, so I don't need a crossover episode.
Yeah, you may not care for Arrow, but Arrow needs some ratings hits. So they gonna come to Flash to get them down, get the ratings up.
They gotta do what they gotta do.
Basically, but I mean, all in all, I thought the episode was actually pretty decent. I didn't think it was bad. I just thought like the like I said, the whole thing with Iris and they could have left that out, or left that for a later episode or something, because I don't feel like it was rushed. I just felt like it just didn't go with the episode.
Yeah, I agree. It didn't need to happen at that point.
Yeah, I mean, save that for like episode 20 or something. Don't do it at episode 14. Because basically we're gonna have to we got to sit through all of this again. We're gonna have to sit through the whole confession thing again. I just got a feeling we got to sit through it again, because of the whole how they did it with him like running back in time 2 days. We got to sit through the whole confession thing all over again.
I hope not.
Hopefully they do it better next time.
Or it doesn't even happen.
Yeah, I mean, cause we already know how this is gonna go. I mean, you watch enough TV, you know how this is gonna go.
Everything that was done will not actually happen again.
Well, I know they ain't gonna kill Cisco for a second time. That would just be stupid. So, but yeah, that whole confession thing, that confession thing's happening again. It's just gonna be hilarious when it does happen. So, what you think about it as a whole?
As a whole, I think it was a great episode. It was a little too much was packed in. Like I'll keep saying, it needed to be 2 or 3 episodes. Some things need to be spaced out. I wasn't really paying attention to the villain of the episode, because I was really more concerned about Cisco and hoping that Linda backhands Iris.
I kind of feel sorry for Linda in all of this too, though, a little bit. You kind of have to feel sorry.
I feel sorry for Linda, because Linda's a strong chick. So she would, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's not going to let herself get screwed. She's going to say something and like, throw some shade and walk away.
But that was the thing. Like, I kind of felt sorry for her in the fact that I'm like, I knew this was going to happen. And I would have warned you. But, I mean, hey, It is what it is. And I think that's why they went the route they went with the show was like because like in the comic they don't live together. You know, they weren't like they didn't grow up together like brother and sister, or nothing like that. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's why they did that, so they could like add that extra tension, I guess you could say, when they actually found like a love triangle type deal. But yeah, that's the only reason why I kind of felt sorry for them. I'm like, girl, you finna get mad because this dude ain't gonna realize what's going on, and you gonna see the signs, and he gonna be like, oh, we just normal friends. I'm like, dude, normal friends don't really do that, dude. I'm sorry.
Nope.
She up there wiping ketchup off your mouth, and you up there
Yeah,
holding her,
like nah, bruh, nah, bruh.
you up there holding her head like you about to tongue kiss her. I'm like, dude, bro. Yeah, y'all kind of asking for it. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Other than that little, other than that little distraction called the love subplot, I thought it was okay. I mean, they need to do something if they're gonna keep the Mardon character alive. They need to like flesh him out a little bit more, other than to just have him being a leather jacket wearing Terminator.
Nope, that's all they're gonna do with him. That's it.
Well, they have been doing a good job with most of the villains though this season,
Mhm.
like giving them a little bit of backstory,
That's
a little
true.
bit. But like yeah, except for his brother. His brother was just I ain't like Clyde. I ain't like I ain't like the guy that played Clyde. I just thought they didn't write nothing good for him at all. At least with Buddy playing Mark, they actually wrote some stuff like he like yeah you killed him, but he's my family. I'm gonna avenge my family. He wasn't a saint. He wasn't the best person, but you ain't have to kill him. Basically saying he didn't have to kill him.
Exactly.
You know. So I mean I kind of understand where you're coming from in that respect, but dude, your brother was a douchebag. He deserved to die. So that's pretty much how I felt about that. About his character and about the Clyde Martin character anyway.
I don't know. So that was basically the whole episode. Do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, next week, Eddie's gonna punch Barry in the like next year when he realizes how close he's been getting to his girl. That's gonna be a fight.
Mhm. I
Oh
mean, it
man.
was one thing when Iris was always shutting it down, but she ain't shutting it down no more.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
She ain't trying to hear that no more. She I'm not
And now that
no.
makes it all awkward with her dad's partner. Like, you should never. I mean, you don't,
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be an interesting situation to see if they let like Eddie go off the deep end, like let him go like ballistic crazy,
Mhm.
because they can still do that with his character, just let him go crazy. So I
I mean,
mean,
I'm gonna need it to be something else besides just a chick that picks some other dude. I'm gonna need it to be something deeper than that.
well, I think that's what they're gonna do. I mean, it's gonna be like
That's
because we don't when you think about it, you don't really know that much about him. Not really.
no, but then if that's what they were gonna do, they need to they should have been hinting this whole time that he has this side to him that he will go off the deep end, but they
Yeah,
haven't. So
yeah. Because he's
if you
been.
make him go off the deep end now,
Oh yeah, because they ain't got enough episodes to do that.
I mean, well, technically, I guess they do if they're making episodes like this where like 25 things happen.
in what
So keep doing that, and you have more than enough time.
in 44 minutes. Because apparently they're not going to skimp on the commercials. But yeah, that could probably that's probably going to wind up being an issue later on. But I mean, it just depends on what they plan on doing. Because like I said, they got six more episodes. So
Mhm.
we'll 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 find something out. I'm still interested to see how they're gonna resolve all this and what like his end game is, since like he pretty much kickstarted the metahuman outbreak, because he did pretty much kickstart it.
Yeah, he did. I
So
guess he had to do it because he needed Barry to.
well, that, and he's probably trying again trying to find a way out of there.
I mean, oh, never mind. I was gonna go too deep into space-time continuum and Back to the Future. Like, didn't he technically live this before? So shouldn't he be able to? Yada yada yada. Never mind. That's just too many craziness.
I'll tell
I'll leave
you.
it alone.
I'll tell you when we get off air.
I'm not going to go that deep. All right. I'm gonna let them sit there and tell me what happened.
It's probably best if you do that.
Yeah. Otherwise, once you start questioning stuff, there's a wrap.
Yep, that is very
And
true.
start applying science and logic. It's all downhill from there. So everybody, that was our first episode. We hope to be back again next week for Flashpointers episode 2, basically. So Jay, go ahead and do your sign off.
I had fun tonight talking a little bit of Flash. I like superhero stuff anyway, so I look forward to being here next week and talking some more Flash.
Yes, everybody. Hopefully we will be here next week. Should be. I don't see a reason why not. So definitely check out Jay's YouTube. What is it? Jay's Game Cafe, Geek Alley.
I only got two: Jay's Game Cafe and the
Okay,
Geek Alley. Yeah.
yeah, because Jay has multiple things happening at one time. Definitely check out various recaps, reviews, and things of that sort at fangirlreview.com. You can also hear either one of us over at the Gamers at Large YouTube network as well. Check us out there, and everybody have a good night.